Love at first sight. Isn't it a beautiful thing? Well, I strongly believe in it, and it happened to me in the past. With watches, I mean. It happened to me with the Zenith Chronomaster Sport Boutique Edition. Let me tell you first how we met, and with we, I mean me, myself, and the watch. It was Watches and Wonders, and I was at the Zenith Touch and Feel session. And there were 3 new iterations of the Zenith Chronomaster Sport chronograph. The watch that looks a little bit like a Rolex Daytona. You know now what I'm talking about, right? This is the steel version with a tricolore, you heard it right, a 3-colored ceramic bezel. The bezel has the same colors as the characteristic 3 sub-counters. So we have the silver, the blue, and the dark gray. And now Zenith also put those colors on the ceramic bezel. What struck me most about the Zenith was the bezel. That's what I look for first when I look at a watch, the bezel. And this one has a funky bezel. And I like funky features in a watch. Do you remember the Zenith Chronomaster Revival Lupin III from 3 years ago? I think it was. It had a black and white dial, a diagonally black and white dial. I thought it was awesome. This is not as funky as that one, but it mixes a bold design with something you can wear every day. So I left Watches and Wonders on a high, picking this as one of my showstoppers actually. And to my surprise, a couple of weeks later, the watch arrived at the office. What happened next was a bit of a letdown. What happened? The watch came in, I unpacked it, put it on my wrist, and then I didn't feel the magic anymore. And why was that? Well, I can explain that. It's the silver dial matched to the original bracelet. It's very ton sur ton. It's a little bit too ton sur ton. It doesn't bring out the colors in the bezel that well, I thought. And then I came up with a solution. Solution is a big word, of course, because I just fiddled around with the watch a little bit and put on a blue NATO strap because the blue matches the subdial and the bezel. What you could also do, of course, if this is too sporty, because in the end this is a 10 euro strap on a 10,700 euro watch. You find this disrespectful? I don't. I think it's stylish. You could also put on a blue, this is an Artem strap made from sailcloth or a leather strap. And if you want to bring out the gray more, you put on a gray suede strap. What I'm trying to say is this. If you're buying something, you own it. And what I mean by own is when you own a watch, you make it your own. You make it your own by fiddling with it, by putting on different straps. And I'm quite sure that after a while you go tired of the blue NATO. And then you put the original bracelet back, changing the watch completely. And then you will be back again with your first love. I understand that fiddling around with a 10,000 euro watch can be a little bit, I would say, intimidating. But the good thing is that many watch manufacturers know that you will fiddle with their watch in the end after all. So what have they done? Quick release systems. I have to admit that the Zenith doesn't have the quick release systems on the bracelet, so you have to fiddle around or play around or maybe just try to be an expert by using a watchmaker's tool. It's a relatively cheap item, but a solid investment. So I advise you to find a tool to easily remove the spring bars from the watch. And yes, there will be a chance you will scratch the watch. So A couple of tips. No alcohol, no coffee, a good night's rest, and feel confident. Just look at this. This is how she came in. This is how she looks now. This is how she could look tomorrow. I'm saying she. I don't know if a mechanical watch is a she or a he or an it, but you catch my drift. Once you get to play around with it, your love will last longer. A tip. Do you have an old watch lying around? Maybe you should use that watch to practice changing the straps on. If you scratch it, no biggie. And once you've mastered that, you can start switching the straps on your priceless possession. I know some people take offense when you put a 10 euro strap on a 10,000 euro watch. I say do it, because if this cheap strap is gonna make your expensive watch look good, and if it helps you to love your watch more and longer, in the end, love is all that matters. And you can't put a price on love. Thanks for watching my love story, and I hope you learned something from it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again real soon. Ciao.